My beloved child. Before your mind races toward numbers, before your heart starts imagining sudden deposits and flashing notifications, pause with me in this moment, because what you are about to hear is not about luck falling from the sky, it is about something far more powerful awakening inside you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. You saw the title. You felt the rush. $89 million. 10 minutes. A name the entire world recognizes, Elon Musk. It sounds unbelievable. It feels once in a lifetime. And that feeling, that surge in your chest, that is exactly where this message begins. Because this is not about a transfer of money. It is about a transfer of belief. Right now, somewhere deep inside you, there is a door. Most people scroll past it. Most people doubt it. Most people never open it. But you stopped. You clicked. And that tells me something extraordinary about you. The world has conditioned you to think wealth is something external. That opportunity is selective. That success belongs to a rare few. But look carefully at the figures in that title. They are bold. They are dramatic. They are designed to wake you up. And you are awake right now. Stay till the end. Because here is the truth that feels bigger than any number: the greatest fortunes in history did not begin with money. They began with imagination so strong it refused to stay small. When you hear a name like Elon Musk, what do you really think about? Rockets? Innovation? Bold risks? Vision? You think about someone who dared to imagine beyond the limits handed to him. And whether you realize it or not, that same creative spark exists inside you. Something huge is waiting for you, not in your inbox, not in a mysterious notification, but in the next decision you make after this video ends. Let me ask you something quietly, personally. What would you do if you truly believed that your breakthrough was only 10 minutes away? Would you sit still? Would you doubt yourself? Or would you move differently? The promise in the title is symbolic. The 89 million represents magnitude. The 10 minutes represents urgency. The name represents possibility. And the "open this now" is about your mindset. Because in 10 focused minutes, your life can shift direction. In 10 intentional minutes, you can choose to learn something new, to write a plan, to send a proposal, to study an idea, to begin building something you have postponed for years. And here is what most people miss: transformation rarely announces itself politely. It disguises itself as curiosity. It whispers instead of shouts. It shows up as a simple moment like this one. Don't skip this realization. You were not drawn here by accident. You were drawn here because some part of you is tired of playing small. Some part of you is ready for scale. Some part of you is ready to think in millions, not necessarily in currency, but in impact, in reach, in growth, in influence. The world rewards bold thinkers. Not overnight. Not magically. But consistently. Imagine if instead of waiting for someone powerful to choose you, you chose yourself. Imagine if instead of waiting for a miracle, you became disciplined enough to create momentum. Imagine if instead of asking, "Why not me?" you started asking, "Why not now?" Stay till the end, because this next truth matters. Massive success is rarely about a single check. It is about a series of decisions that compound quietly. And those decisions begin with one thing: belief that your ideas are worth acting on. The title captured your attention with money. But the message is about value, your value. If someone handed you $89 million today, would you know how to multiply it? Would you know how to manage it? Would you know how to turn it into something meaningful? Real wealth begins before the number appears. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is not a payout, it is a perspective shift. Right now, you are standing at the edge of a new mindset. You can close this video and return to ordinary thinking. Or you can let this moment redefine the way you see opportunity. Because here is the secret that few will tell you: the biggest breakthroughs are born in private moments of decision, not public announcements. In the next 10 minutes after this ends, you can outline the project you keep delaying. Research the idea you have been doubting. Reach out to someone who inspires you. Begin learning a skill that multiplies your potential. 10 minutes. That is all it takes to shift direction. And once direction shifts, momentum follows. Once momentum builds, confidence rises. Once confidence rises, action compounds. And once action compounds, results begin to appear in ways that feel almost unbelievable. Not because someone handed you millions, but because you activated your own capacity. Don't skip this understanding. The real message hidden in that bold promise is this: you are capable of thinking bigger than you currently allow yourself to think. You were never meant to live limited by fear of failure. You were never meant to shrink your ideas to make others comfortable. You were never meant to scroll past your own potential. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins the second you stop waiting for permission. Right now, feel this clearly: you are not behind. You are not late. You are not disqualified. You are at the starting line of a decision that could change everything. Not in 10 magical minutes, but in 10 intentional ones. Stay till the end of this realization and let it sink deep. The world's most visionary individuals are not separated from you by destiny. They are separated by daring. And daring is a choice. Today, instead of chasing a fantasy of instant millions, choose the discipline of building something meaningful. Choose the courage of starting small but thinking massive. Choose the confidence of acting before you feel completely ready. Because the greatest wealth you can ever receive is clarity about your own power. And now that you see it, you cannot unsee it. The door is open. The 10 minutes are yours. Something huge is waiting for you, not in a transfer, but in a transformation. There is a moment in every life when everything looks the same on the outside, but something irreversible shifts on the inside. This is that moment for you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. When you read the words, "Your money has arrived," your heart reacted before your logic did. That reaction matters. It reveals something powerful: you are ready for expansion. Not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You are ready to experience a life that feels larger than your current circumstances. And when you saw the name Elon Musk, it symbolized scale, innovation, bold moves, a mind that refuses to accept limits. But here is the shocking revelation that changes everything. The same mental frequency that builds empires is available to anyone willing to think differently, including you. Stay with me. Don't scroll. Because this is not about a person transferring money to you. It is about you transferring yourself into a higher level of awareness. Imagine this clearly. Imagine receiving news that your life is about to shift dramatically. Would your posture change? Would your voice sound different? Would you wake up tomorrow with more energy? The possibility alone alters your behavior. And that is the hidden secret inside the title. The promise of $89 million is symbolic of something immense entering your life. The 10 minutes represents urgency, the power of immediate action. Open this now is not about a link. It is about opening your perspective. Because here is the truth that most people never hear: the real arrival is not money. It is clarity. Clarity arrives quietly. It does not announce itself with fireworks. It arrives as a thought that feels stronger than doubt. It arrives as a realization that you are capable of more. It arrives as a decision you make when no one is watching. And something huge is waiting for you inside that decision. What if the reason you were drawn to this message is because you are on the edge of a breakthrough idea? What if you have been underestimating a skill that could open doors? What if the opportunity you have been waiting for is actually waiting for you to move first? Don't skip this part. There is a reason powerful names capture attention. They remind us that greatness is possible. But here is the once-in-a-lifetime style revelation: greatness is not a personality trait reserved for a few. It is a pattern of thinking that anyone can adopt. The most successful minds in the world all share one silent habit: they act before they feel fully ready. Let that sink in. You do not need to feel perfect. You do not need to feel certain. You do not need to feel chosen. You need to feel willing. And right now, you are willing enough to stay here, listening, reflecting, imagining something bigger for yourself. That willingness is the real currency. Stay till the end, because this next truth may redefine the way you see your future. Money is a magnifier. It expands what already exists. If you expand your thinking first, your results expand naturally over time. If you expand your discipline, your focus, your creativity, everything begins to compound. 10 focused minutes can change your direction. One bold decision can change your trajectory. One new belief can change your identity. And identity is everything. When you start seeing yourself as capable, you begin behaving differently. When you behave differently, others respond differently. When others respond differently, opportunities begin appearing in places you never noticed before. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with identity. Picture this: a future version of you who no longer doubts their ideas. A future version of you who takes action quickly. A future version of you who thinks in terms of impact, innovation, growth. That version is not distant. It is a decision away. The title felt dramatic. That was intentional. Because sometimes your mind needs a dramatic spark to break ordinary thinking. The true gift is not a transfer notification. The true gift is this awakening, the realization that your life can expand far beyond what you have been tolerating. And here is the most surprising truth of all. You do not need millions to begin living like someone who deserves millions. You can think bigger today. You can plan bigger today. You can execute smarter today. Don't skip this realization. The world changes for those who change themselves first. The environment adjusts to the person who refuses to remain average. And you are not average. You are curious. You are ambitious. You are searching. And searching people find answers. Stay till the end of this message and feel this deeply. The reason you are here is not random. It is resonance. Something inside you resonated with expansion. With scale. With possibility. That resonance is your compass. In the next 10 minutes after this ends, you can choose to move. Not recklessly. Not blindly. But intentionally. You can begin building the life you once thought was too big for you. Because the biggest transformation is not receiving wealth. It is becoming the kind of person who can create it. Something huge is waiting for you. Not in a fantasy. Not in a shortcut. But in the mindset you are forming right now. And once that mindset locks in, everything else begins to follow. Right now, as you sit there listening, an invisible line is being drawn between who you were and who you are about to become. Feel that. Because this is not casual. This is not random. This is a threshold moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. When you first saw the promise, your money has arrived. It triggered excitement. But now, something deeper is happening. The excitement is transforming into awareness. And awareness is far more powerful than any number attached to a headline. Think about this carefully. If someone like Elon Musk represents bold thinking on a global scale, then the real question is not whether money can arrive from outside. The real question is whether bold thinking can arrive inside you. Because that is the true transfer. Most people chase outcomes. Very few cultivate identity. Yet identity is what produces outcomes repeatedly. And tonight, something subtle but extraordinary is shifting in the way you see yourself. Stay with me. There is a version of you that already exists in potential, a version who operates with clarity, who makes decisive moves, who does not hesitate when opportunity appears. That version is not a fantasy. It is a dormant capacity. And something huge is waiting for you inside that capacity. Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You wake up tomorrow with complete certainty that your future is expansive. No doubt. No shrinking. Just calm, focused confidence. How would you walk? How would you speak? What would you stop tolerating? What would you start building? The shocking revelation is this: you do not need external confirmation to access that state. You can choose it. That choice is your real wealth. Money is powerful because it expands options. But mindset expands destiny. And when mindset expands, options multiply naturally. Don't skip this truth. The title mentioned 10 minutes. Let's talk about 10 minutes again. 10 minutes of focused intention can redirect your path. 10 minutes of journaling your real goals can clarify years of confusion. 10 minutes of learning can plant seeds that grow quietly into life-changing skill. The world rarely notices those 10 minutes. But your future does. Stay till the end, because this realization might change the way you use your time forever. When you imagine $89 million, your brain thinks scale. But scale is not built in a single leap. It is built in disciplined increments. It is built in daily decisions. It is built in moments like this, when you decide to think differently. You are not watching this by coincidence. You are here because you are ready for expansion. You are ready to step into a higher version of yourself. And the universe does not need to hand you a fortune to prove your worth. Your growth proves it. Something huge is waiting for you, and it feels bigger than money because it is alignment. Alignment between your vision and your action. Alignment between your potential and your habits. Alignment between your dream and your discipline. When those align, results follow with a force that feels almost magical, but it is not magic. It is momentum. Imagine looking back 1 year from now and realizing that this was the moment everything began to accelerate. Not because a billionaire called you. Not because a miracle appeared. But because you stopped underestimating yourself. That is the once-in-a-lifetime shift. The most powerful individuals in the world all share one quiet trait: they believe their ideas matter before anyone else does. And right now, you are being invited to adopt that belief. Don't skip this invitation. You have spent enough time questioning your readiness. You have spent enough time waiting for the perfect moment. This is the moment. Not dramatic. Not flashy. But decisive. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of commitment. Commitment to growth. Commitment to learning. Commitment to acting even when results are not instant. Because here is the deepest truth hidden in the title. The real arrival is not money. The real arrival is conviction. Conviction that you are capable of building something meaningful. Conviction that your time is valuable. Conviction that your potential is not theoretical, it is practical, actionable, alive. And once conviction arrives, everything changes. You begin moving differently. You begin choosing differently. You begin expecting differently. Stay till the end of this part and let this settle into your spirit. The greatest transfer happening right now is invisible. It is the transfer from doubt to determination. From hesitation to motion. From passive dreaming to active creation. And that transfer is worth more than any headline figure. Something huge is waiting for you. Not later. Not someday. But in the next decision you make after this moment ends. There is a silent countdown happening in your life right now, and almost no one else can hear it. You can. That is why you are still here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The title promised money arriving in 10 minutes. But what if those 10 minutes were never about currency at all? What if they were about awakening the part of you that has been dormant for years, the part that knows you were meant for more? Pause and feel this carefully. When you hear a number like 89 million, your imagination stretches. Your limitations loosen. For a brief second, you allow yourself to think beyond survival and into scale. And that expansion of imagination is not small. It is transformative. Because imagination is the birthplace of every extraordinary reality. When people hear the name Elon Musk, they think about massive ideas becoming real. But long before anything became visible, it existed only as belief. Only as vision. Only as a refusal to accept ordinary thinking. And right now, you are being invited into that same mental arena. Something huge is waiting for you. Not outside your door, but inside your perspective. Stay with me. The world conditions people to shrink their dreams to fit their current circumstances. It tells you to be realistic. To be cautious. To lower expectations. But growth does not respond to small thinking. Growth responds to clarity and courage. What if the real reason this message found you is because you are ready to stop negotiating with your own potential? That is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation hidden beneath the surface. You do not need permission to think big. You do not need validation to act boldly. You do not need external confirmation to believe in your own expansion. Don't skip this realization. Imagine for a moment that the arrival mentioned in the title is symbolic of alignment finally clicking into place. The moment when your ambition aligns with discipline. When your vision aligns with action. When your belief aligns with consistency. That alignment changes everything. And here is the surprising truth most people overlook. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is not talent. It is decision speed. The moment you decide that you are done thinking small, your trajectory shifts. Not dramatically in appearance, but powerfully in direction. Stay till the end because this next thought is critical. What if the 10-minute window is about urgency? What if it is reminding you that opportunity does not wait forever for indecision? That ideas fade when ignored. That potential weakens when postponed. Right now, you are at a crossroads. One path leads back to familiar thinking. The other leads forward into expansion. And expansion feels uncomfortable at first because it stretches you. But that stretch is growth. That tension is transformation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is on the other side of bold clarity. Clarity about what you truly want. Clarity about what you are willing to work for. Clarity about who you are becoming. The title created anticipation. But anticipation is powerful only when it leads to action. You have listened this far because something inside you recognizes that this is not just entertainment. This is activation. Activation of courage. Activation of ambition. Activation of belief. Don't skip this moment. Years from now, you may look back and realize that this was the point when you stopped underestimating yourself. When you stopped waiting for someone powerful to change your life. When you realized that the most powerful shift begins within you. The arrival is not a notification. The arrival is your awakening. And awakening is irreversible. Stay till the end and feel this deeply. You are not chasing money. You are chasing magnitude. You are chasing growth. You are chasing the version of yourself that operates on a higher level. Something huge is waiting for you. Not in a miracle. Not in a shortcut. But in the disciplined, courageous, expanded mindset you are building right now. And once that mindset becomes permanent, the life you once imagined as impossible begins to look inevitable.